The Tire Kingdom Gatornationals, Gainesville Raceway. It's all part of the NHRA Full Throttle Drag Racing Series. 2 John Force racing cars. The boss himself, John Force, boss and owner, and Robert Height, president of something there. I don't understand it. John Kernan.
Remember yesterday during qualifying on that last pass, Dean Antonelli told us they were doing something different with the application, but wouldn't say exactly what it was on John Force's car. Remember, Force had problems down the track. Found out last night at dinner it had to do with the first 60 feet. They were very happy with that time. He said back to power down a little bit on down the track. They should be fine right here. Let's go to Dave Reed.
Just talked with John Force. Remember, he lost to Robert Height in Pomona. Doesn't want that to happen again. He says you can't teach him. If you let him beat you, I'm going to do everything I can to teach his son-in-law a lesson.
Oh, this will be cool. I guess the whole point was you can have any title you want at John Force Racing, but unless your title is John Force, that's the guy that's making all the calls.
Yeah, it always has been. But right now, this is a pretty good matchup because John came out on Friday, made 2 very nice runs, and Robert struggled. And yesterday it was the opposite. We heard, talk about Dean Antonelli was trying some things and it wasn't successful yesterday afternoon. And then Robert started to get their car turned around.
That was Courtney Force. He's going to be in a funny car soon.
Look at that.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well, whatever change
Drives
it was,
around him.
Jimmy Prock had it working for him. A 407 312 to a losing 414 for John Force.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell you, John Force, he was 300s quicker off of the starting line, but boy, the Prock rocket. Jimmy Prock had the tune-up. Take a look at it. John might have been a little bit deep because Robert had made up 200s of that in 60 feet, which is a pretty good indication. But boy, that horsepower through the middle. Robert was running 266 miles per hour at the 8th mile right there. John was only running 260, and that's where Robert made up most of his elapsed time.
Let's go to the stat guy. Lewis?
I had a chance to talk to Robert Height on Wednesday night. He asked me, since he started racing funny car in 2005, he wanted to know who had the most race wins in the class. Well, you're looking at that guy, Robert Height, with 19, and the guy he just beat is second, John Force, with 18. I love when the drivers ask me about the stats.
Yeah, you'd think he'd know that. We got a loaded show for you today. Coming up, Kurt Busch will go against Eric Anders as he makes his pro stock debut. Big Daddy, Don Garlitz, he's going to come in the booth. And we have a very special item. It's the anatomy of a burnout. You won't believe how much goes on during those very few seconds. Well, Tim Wilkerson and Jeff Arend come up to the line. Tim Wilkerson, who did not make it into the show at Pomona. He needs to get back in the game here and get on to a championship.
This is your number 8-9 qualifier on the starting line, and Jeff Arend being your number 8 qualifier with lane choices, taking the left-hand lane. But Robert Height just proved there ain't a whole lot wrong with that right-hand lane. He got the first win out of it, and with a great elapsed time of 4:07. So right now, just the key is getting the setup just right for that particular lane. Drivers hope they do their job.
Don't you love seeing the big champion like Kurt Busch having the butterflies because he's heading out to something new? That'll be coming up momentarily. Jeff Arend made his NHRA funny car debut here, 1995. In trouble, but Arend's not having an easy time of it. Now we're going to have to figure out whether he got across that line and where.
I think he was all right. I think
you do?
Yeah, I think if he did, it was past the finish line. But that was a wild ride for both drivers. Now watch your left side of your screen first. You're going to see look like just hike the front end, start mixing up, and then look at Jeff Arend just sashaying around. Boy, he really got that thing rotated around there. And then right there, he hit the center line, but it was after the finish line, so it was not going to be a disqualification.
Man, for a moment, I thought the back end had just touched the line just before the block.
It was close. He missed it by a couple feet, though, it looked like, but that thing really did rotate around on him quite a bit. Run looked pretty good right there, but then it kind of drifted towards the wall, and when it did, it got loose. He caught it quickly, and then when he got got back on, and he was feathering the throttle cylinder going out, and he was trying to bring it back around, and it rotated a little farther than he would have liked. Right there was the point where we thought he might have, but missed it by a couple feet. And look at the motor mixed up on Tim Wilkerson. That thing was just cylinders popping and banging, smoking the tires. It was not happy at that point. And as a result of that, he's going to be going home early, your defending champion.
Well, with round one done, funny car and Top Fuel have been great. Let's look at the Lucas Oil ladder. Matt Hagan and Jeff Arend. Johnny Gray, Cruz Pedregon. Cruz with the lane choice.
Other side of the ladder is going to be a great matchup between Jack Beckman and Robert Hyde. By 100th of a second, Robert gets the lane choice. And then Mike Neff's going to have the lane choice over Bob Tasca, the battle of the Fords.
Way down at the top end of the drag strip is Gary Gerald.
And after the drama between Wilkerson and Jeff Arend, John Force standing by. This is 2 consecutive events where your new president of your company has put you on the sidelines. You going to have to talk to him? What's going on?
I think that kid Robert Hyde, that Auto Club Ford, I think he's trying to send the old man home every week. This ain't good. I told Jimmy Prock this morning, we can't do any of us any good with your hot rod down in the bottom half. Then we end up running into each other first and second round like we did at Pomona. Got to stay up at the top. Okay, well, he fixed it against me, run that 07. That's what I needed in qualifying from him. But, I got my baby girl Courtney out here pushing it. Ashley, get your tail end out here. Bring that baby with you. I hope the old man needs some help here. But you know what? What?
A difference, John? Does it make a difference that you're running the car that Ashley rode last year and you're not driving what you're familiar with last season, that Neff is now in that seat?
No, I got a great race car. Dean Antonelli, Ron Douglas, taught by Ostico. Ain't nothing wrong with that race car. If anything's wrong with anybody, it's me. I'm running around trying to put together road shows, trying to go to NASCAR, trying to go to state fairs. I need to get my head right here in the game, and I will at the next race. And bottom line, this ain't no big deal compared to Japan and the families over there. So God bless them, and I'll take my whipping by Robert, and I'll go home. It's okay, Autumn. Grandpa got whipped.
Pure John Force. Steve Torrance's pit. Tonight, ESPN Films presents The Fab Five, a documentary chronicling one of the most infamous teams in college basketball. Michigan's Fab Five not only electrified the game, but also brought a new style to the masses. The Fab Five, presented by Super Street Fighter 4 3D edition, tonight on ESPN at 9 Eastern Time. Well, Pro Stock's coming up to the line. Kurt Busch is going to get his shot. He's going to take on the veteran Erica Enders. We mentioned at starting the records run here. Qualifying, Roger Brogdon. Look at him come down this track over on the far side.
The conditions were perfect on Friday, and the Pro Stock contingent took advantage of it. And Roger Brogdon goes to the head of the class. A great 6:49.5 at 213.47 miles per hour. Ends up being your national record.
But we weren't finished with records yet. Same lane, right side, Erica Enders.
Watch Erica Enders. She's going to run the big speed on the other end. Wow, 213.57. She would back it up in the next session for a new national speed record.
So let's look at the Lucas Oil Pro Stock ladder. As we get ready to go here, Erica Enders set the speed record on the pole at Pomona. She's taking on the 2004 Cup champion in his Pro Stock debut.
And talking about veterans, Warren Johnson, the veteran's going to go up against Shane Gray coming off his rookie season. Warren will have lane choice in that matchup.
On the line now is Greg Stanfield, who was runner-up at Pomona, and Alan Johnson coming off of a first-round loss.
Oh, Alan has problems as soon as he lets the clutch out. All he can do at that point is say goodbye to Greg Stanfield as he advances to the second round with a 6:56 and over 210 miles per hour.
Ron Krischer, and that guy right there, Kurt Johnson. Kurt has never won here at this major. Krischer lost the second round at Pomona, racing Greg Stanfield.
Whoa! Kurt got her sideways, made that right turn when he let out the clutch, tried to get back in it, but it was too late. Ron Krischer gets the win, 6:53 at 212 miles per hour.
Well, that time is now approaching. At the starting line, rolling up will be Erica Enders. She's already up there. And here comes Kurt Busch. They are coming up next.